What are the top three things you need to help you plan and manage your writing?
Well, I think first of all, setting goals for yourself is really important. So they've got to be really specific and they've got to be achievable. So, you could sit and say, all right, I'm going to write for 6 hours a day, but if you have a full-time job, then that's probably really unrealistic and probably unnecessary as well. So it can be something as simple as saying, I'm going to write for 10 minutes every day, or I'm going to write for 3 hours every Sunday afternoon, or I'm going to write 500 words, a day. It could be a time-based, it could be words-based, and it could be quite small. It doesn't have to be something really huge and unachievable. So it needs to be quite specific, and then it needs to be achievable, and that makes it easier to actually follow through on those goals. So I think that's the first thing. The second thing is to give yourself a deadline. One of the things that I talk about in the workshop is you can go to a lot of workshops, or there's a lot of books out there or blogs or other things helping you with how to get published. And that's all excellent. I said, but the one way to not get published is not to write anything. So that's really key part of it all. Giving yourself a deadline is really important. And when I published my book Pivot Point, I actually planned the book launch before I'd finished writing the book. So I had booked the venue, people knew that it was happening, I'd sent invitations, I'd got people to mark the date, and in fact I haven't even quite finished writing, but that gave myself a really, hard deadline to say, well, not only has my writing got to be finished, but all those other processes that go into the publishing have got to be finished by then. And so I worked back from that date as my project. I mean, if you don't do that, then you can just let it go on for years and years, and just never quite get around to finishing things. Yeah.
Mm. And going over things a lot too.
Yeah, that's true. And then the other thing is to make writing a habit. So just like you've said, you've found a space in your day where you can fit it in and do it every day. And that's the way to really be productive, is to not think, well, I've got to wait until I've got this, year off work, because that's probably never going to happen for most people. Or I've got to wait until I have a great flash of inspiration, because that's not generally how that works either. You've got to get in the habit of doing it regularly, and so that's really important.